back. Jonathan, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
What's up?
Not that it
Yes.
matters, but
Why?
you're teaching. This is your time.
Well, well, right now we have 0 users or
We
0 viewers.
one.
So,
They disappeared.
obviously it doesn't matter if I hear you or not. Where is, or if you hear me or not? Where is Colton? Where is Elena? Who is joining us today?
Colton has
We
been
are
not
looking.
joining us. Colton might be participating in the chat land. That's what he has been doing.
Well, we are in this book, Grammar for Biblical Hebrew by Seow. This is the revised edition. And we are going to go over lesson 10 today. So let's jump in. We've got an hour and 14 minutes, and we've got 2 viewers. Who's out there? Please say hello, and we're going to get started. Here we go. We are looking at demonstratives and relative clauses. It's not a title from the book, but basically that's what they cover. So Jonathan, you're going to say something?
Nope.
Look at that pretty picture.
That is nice.
Yeah, these are old scrolls. This is my library in my basement. That's where I spend the most of my time, enjoying the light coming in from the window. Can you imagine? That would be great.
You're getting a steal on your rent then there, buddy.
That's brilliant. I'd love a library like that.
I'd sell that place.
Yeah.
Call Hebrew University of Jerusalem or Tel Aviv and tell them I've got a stack of books under my house.
Do you know Luke that has been on here a few times with us? He used to come on pretty regularly. Well, he's got the biggest library in Europe now for Septuagint studies, for Hebrew. Like, he is the man. He's got so many books. It's crazy. Kenny's out there, and he says, hello again. So welcome back. How we doing? This is Biblical Hebrew 101 with me and Jonathan, and we normally have 1 or 2 students with us. We're going to cover a bit of the homework and then move into the new material. So this is the homework from lesson 9. It's from the last session that we did before the reading. We need to translate into English. This dealt with the personal endings, the suffixes. So number 1 is lahem. Lahem, it's with hem. Hem is they. It's to them. Lahem, to them. Number 2, bah.
In it or in her. I guess you could say in her if you want.
In her or in it, or instead of in, you could say by, at. Yeah. So if you're talking about the library is a feminine noun. You could say at the library. You could say I'm at it. I'm there. I'm in it. Okay. Number 3, mimini. Mimini is from min, from, and it means from me. From me. Mimeni. 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 What about number 4?
Itichem is with you all people. You masculine plural.
With you masculine plural.
With y'all. Y'all boys.
With y'all men.
Yeah.
All right, good. Number 5, imi. It's from like im with it's got a doubled mem, right? Okay, so it's im means with also. So im and et both mean with. So imi means with me. This is not the normal way to say it. Normally it is this one, number 7. Imadi. Imadi and imi is the same, exactly the same, with me. All right, number 6.
Kamohu. This is a weird one. Kaf when the kaf preposition takes a suffix, it lengthens. So to kamo who, so like him. It's not kahu or kehu, it's a kamohu.
Like him, kamohu. And in modern Hebrew, we actually took that prefix and we made it a word, kamo. Kamo means like. Kamo. Kamo means like. And it's separated from.
Makes good sense.
And it sounds like Spanish, como. It's like. So como.
That's right. That's how I remember it, actually.
Yeah. Number 8 is bum. It's in them or by them or at them or whatever. With them if it's instrumental. Number 9.
On them, perhaps. Mehena.
Let's try to make this a bit bigger. Sorry. Mehenna.
From these? I don't see this very
Not
often.
these, but them. Mehenna means mehen. Mehen.
Okay.
Mehen.
Yeah, because hem and
Mehen.
hema and hen and henna, that's what I was thinking of. Yep.
Yeah, from them.
From
Because
them.
hen can be lengthened to henna. Okay, good. The next one, immahem. Same ending that this is masculine, that's feminine. So immahem with them. And this is masculine plural. Okay, next. 11.
And this is tachtai. That's tachtai. So this is instead of or under me, but it's a plural me, isn't it?
Yeah, in place of me, instead of
Tachtai.
me. There's no plural me. Me is always singular. But,
Is it always? It's never tachti.
but me cannot be plural. Me is singular.
Unless you're talking
Tachtai
about
means
God.
instead of me, and like if I say instead of you, I say tachtecha. Instead of him, I say tachtav. Tachtav. It's just that it takes an ending as if tachat became plural.
Right. Okay.
Like el. El takes as if el were plural. It says elai. To me, you shouldn't think it's plural me.
Oh, right. Of course.
Tachtecha, tachtechem. The word ben for between is actually a weird one because in the singular, it takes singular endings, and the plural, it takes plural endings. So that's weird. Beni uvenechem. Benenu. It takes plural in the plural. That's weird. Okay, 12. Alechem.
Yeah, alechem, to you, plural.
Elena's here.
Yeah, there's Elena. Oh,
so
sorry.
we're gonna have to put ourselves on the side because so alechem is from el, and el takes the ale ending. Alehem.
The connecting vowel. Yep.
Yeah. So all of they act as if they're as if it's a plural el. Okay, 13. Elena, what do we got there?
Lefanecha.
Mm-hmm.
Before you.
Yes, lefanecha. This is a bit different because this one behaves as if it were the word panim. Panim. Okay, so the endings are going to be panim becomes panai, my face, and you say lefanai. Okay, I'm going to try to get rid of that. Okay, lefanai. Okay, lefanecha is the form we have here, like panecha. Okay, lefanecha. Feminine, lefanaich. Before you, lefanaich. Okay, before him, lefanav. And then before her, lefaneha. Lefaneha. When we get into the plural, suddenly we've got a shift of accents in the before you. Okay, so lefanenu, that sounds good. Lefanenu, before us. But once we get to chem, we have a problem because chem is what we call a heavy ending. The accent's over here. Then we have this reduced because it's distant syllables. So this is pnechem, and then we have two shvas in line, so we change one to chirek, and we get lifnechem. Lifnechem, and then with the hem and hen, lifnehen. I know that's a weird one, and we already covered lifanai at the bottom, and so we've got 14 alaich, which is like alecha. Alecha is masculine, and alaich is feminine, so it's upon you, feminine singular. Okay, alaich. So alaich Zion, upon you, O Zion. Translate into Hebrew. This is a bit more difficult. Did you do the homework?
Did I? I did not.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody did. Right?
I did not.
Well, I
All
did.
right.
I did not write it in Hebrew,
Okay. So what do we got for number 1? In me.
but I can say
In me.
in me. Be
Be. Okay. From him.
mimenu.
Mimenu. Okay. So this is min, and who. Minhu is mimenu. Mimenu.
Mhm.
Okay. Great. From us.
Same thing.
Mimenu. Oh my goodness. Min.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Nu. Yes. So the first one for him ends in who, and the hay is assimilated into the noon. And the second from us ends in nu, because nu is us, and that also assimilates into the noon. So the hay assimilates, the noon assimilates, and we end up with the same form. Mimenu can mean from him or from us, and we just have to suck it up, because that's what we do. Toward me.
Eli.
Eli.
Mhm.
Upon you, feminine singular, we just had that.
That's
Alayich.
feminine. Alaich.
Alayich. Upon you. From you, masculine plural.
Michem.
Mimcha. Oh, plural. Mikem. Sorry. Mikem. Okay, it's like min, kem. Mikem.
Yep. You have to have the dogish there because of the assimilated noon, right?
Yep. And from you, feminine plural.
Good notice.
Same. Miken. All right, Jonathan, what do you get for like her?
Kamoha. I think.
Kamoha.
Kamoha.
Come on.
Like her. Upon me.
Alai.
Yep, you had Eli to me, and you have Alai upon me. Great. For you. Masculine singular. Lecha.
Oh,
in pause, it's going to be low.
Yeah, of course.
For you, feminine singular.
Lach.
Lach. Okay. For her.
Lach.
La.
Okay. Like them.
Kaem.
Kahem. Okay. Kahem. In modern Hebrew, people get confused and they say kmotam, because we have kamo, so kmotam. This is a word that's used in modern Hebrew, kmotam, and we say instead of kachem, we say kmochem.
Yeah, so they don't get confused. They just use different.
So that would be kmotanu?
Kmotenu. I've never heard anyone say that, but if they did, yes. I've never heard it. Because we just say kamono. Kamono, like us. Kamono. Yeah. Okay. For us.
Lanu.
Okay. And like him.
Kamohu. Oh, look at Colton.
Kamohu.
Colton is contributing with his answers on the right.
I'm not looking because I'm on something else. Write the following in Hebrew. Wow, look at this. Write entire sentences in Hebrew.
Yeah, people aren't going to do this.
Maybe I will. I am a prophet like you. How do you say this? I'm a prophet like you. How much time have we given to this?
Ani navi kamocha.
Ani or anochi, navi kamocha. Or we could say navi anochi, because the word order wants normally to be the predicate noun. Navi anochi kamocha. I'm a prophet like you. Navi anochi kamocha. Okay, number 2. Or you could say ani navi. I am a prophet. Ani navi kamocha. Yeah. Number 2. I think, Jonathan, we had a disagreement about the word order for the verbless clause, right?
Okay.
Of course, but that's fine.
Yeah. Number 2, I am doing a new thing.
עושה דבר חדש.
Ose is, does that give a person?
I
Yeah,
am
think you have to say
doing.
ani.
I don't know, but ani עושה דבר. You want to put the include the subject pronoun. Pretend like it's a regular foreign language class, and they give you the instructions. Include subject pronouns. Spanish tests everywhere.
Ani
Include
ose davar chadash. Davar chadash. I'm doing a new thing. Ani ose davar chadash. Number 3, I am making a covenant.
ani karati brit.
Lo karati, we haven't learned the past tense.
Yeah, we haven't done
koret.
Koret.
Ani koret brit. Okay, I am making a covenant. I am cutting a covenant. Number 4, like a consuming fire. We're going to say literally like a fire eating.
Okay, like ash or hell?
Okay. No, not
Okay,
like.
yeah.
Esh, and esh is feminine. It's not masculine.
Ochla.
Ochelet.
Oh, helet. Okay. Yeah, ochelet.
You could do
You
ochla.
could say ochla. You can say ochla, but it's not the normal form. Esh ochelet. Yeah. Okay. Number 4. No, we did 4. 5. The matter is too heavy for you. Masculine singular. The matter is the
הדבר
right?
קשה מאוד.
Not kasha, not kashe, not difficult, but heavy.
Kaved.
כבד. Okay.
What's too heavy?
Kaved.
מאוד. Right?
Kaved.
No.
Hadavar.
מה...
Kaved hadavar. Mimcha.
Oh, fro comparative. Comparative.
The comparative from Kaved hadavar mimcha. Heavy is the matter from you. It's heavier than you. It means it's heavier. It's too heavy for you. We would see this construction in the crying out of Cain, and he said, "My punishment is too hard for me to bear." It's that the constructions there. Number 6, an angel sent to them. An angel sent to them. We're going to use shalach, and we learned the kal the passive participle. Okay, how do we say an angel?
Malach.
Malach with an aleph. Malach. Okay, malach.
Shaluach.
Shaluach.
Oh, shaluach. Okay, shaluach.
Shaluach, and unto them, or to them. El.
Okay, elechem.
Alehem.
Alechem.
Alehem. Okay, malach shaluach alehem.
Alechem.
An angel sent to them. Malach shaluach alehem. Okay, number 7, a hand that is outstretched against me.
Oh, we haven't done relative clauses yet.
No, we're about to.
Yad. This is a
Yad.
preview. How mean is that?
Let's just say it's yad netuya.
Yad netuya. B, probably. B.
B or alai.
Alai.
Negati.
Negdi.
Negdi.
But most of the time it's going to be alai, again, upon me. Yeah. Okay, you are more righteous than I. And it's masculine singular. How do you say righteous?
אתה צדיק מאוד ממני.
Not me'od. Tzaddik ata
צדיק
mimeni.
מאוד.
Min, men, mimeni. Tzadika mimeni. You are right, more righteous than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And number 9, you and they alike. This is kaka. Kaka. You
Yeah.
and they alike. This is an ugly expression. Kamocha, kahem.
Kahem.
Kamocha, kahem. Kamocha, kahem. It's an ugly expression, but whatever. Number 10. Lo means behold, you are wiser than Daniel.
Hen ata hochem.
Hine. Let's say
Hine. Uh-huh. Hine ata hochem mideu.
how do we say hine plus ata? We can
Hine?
add them together.
Hine.
That's supposed to be he ne cha.
Hinecha.
Incha,
Hinecha.
tzaddik, or not tzaddik, but chacham
Chacham miDavid.
miDavid.
Uh-huh. miDavid. Mm-hmm.
Incha chacham miDavid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Okay, we've just got to do these translations, and we'll be done with homework. How are we doing? It's 21 minutes in. Colton, how you feeling with all that? Look, you translated it. Hine chacham ata mi Daniel. Daniel. I said David. I mean Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel, yeah.
Okay. Daniel is Daniel, and the El is not El. It is not. It is the Aleph is quiescent, so it is Yel. Daniel. Yel. That's interesting about the name. Thank you very much. But you also did the mispointing of the name. Yes. All right. So let's get at it. Immanuel. Immanuel, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
El is God.
Yeah, God with us.
God is with us. Immanuel. God is with us. Okay. Number 2. Hu iti.
Hu iti. He is with me.
He is with me. Iti. Iti, imi, imadi. They're all the same. Imi, imadi, and iti. All of them mean with me. Right?
This is a Hebrew pickup line.
Hu iti. He's with me. Yeah.
No, I meant. Oh, that could be too. But I was thinking the next one.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get into the club, and the bouncer is saying, oh, "Okay, you can come," and then you say, "Hey, he's with me." You know, hu iti. He's with me. All right. Number 3. Hincha yafe.
Hey, look.
Lo, you are.
Thou
beautiful.
art fine. You are fine. You are pretty boy.
Or beautiful.
You are handsome. It's masculine, so
it is masculine.
Is really,
fine.
Okay, so in chayafe, behold, you are pretty. It just the behold just means you are pretty. You are good looking. Ata yafe. Okay, this number 4 is the same thing, but it's feminine. Hinach yafa. Behold, you are pretty.
She is beautiful.
Oh,
not she. It's you.
You.
Yeah, you. Yeah, sorry, you.
To say she is, if you want to say behold he, it's funny because it looks like behold, but it's with Hina yafa. Behold, she is pretty. This word hinach is used whenever the angel is announcing to Sarah that she's going to have a baby, and he says hinach yoledet. What does he say? Hinach hara v'yoladet ben. Behold, you are pregnant and bearing a son. Hinach. Very nice. All right, number 5. Ha'olim imi. Any idea?
I'm having a brain freeze on this for some reason.
Is it from Allah? Like
yes.
The sacrifices.
Not sacrifices. No, it's the verb la'alot.
Oh, she's
la'alot.
thinking of the burnt offering.
Yes, that's what
the going
That's
up
ola
thing.
olot. That's ola olot.
Yeah.
This is olim. It's masculine. It's the ones coming up with me.
Are. Well, yeah. Okay.
The
Either
ones coming up with me.
Yeah.
It's a substantive phrase, a noun phrase. The ones coming up with me. Just like number 6 is a noun phrase. Hashomrim oti.
It
Hashomrim
could be a no
oti.
copular phrase, couldn't it? The
Uh,
ones coming up
No.
are with me.
the keeper.
There, we would have to have a separation, I think. Ha'olim hem imi.
Mm.
The ones coming up, they are with me. There would need to be a separation. Ha'olim imi, those coming up with me. Hashomrim oti, the ones
The keep
keeping or protecting or watching over me.
over me.
Ha'ochlim iti. Ha'ochlim iti. Ha'ochlim iti.
The ones.
The ones eating with me. The ones eating with me. Okay, number 8. Ruach acheret imo. Ruach acheret imo.
That's
Oh.
another wind.
Okay, or another spirit, another wind with him. This one probably is separated out already. It's another spirit is with him, right? Like he's probably in a bad mood. Like he's got a different spirit, a different mood. Okay, hem itanu. Just like we say hu iti, he's with me. We say hem itanu. Hem itanu.
Them with us.
They are with us. They are with us. Number 10. Ve'avraham olech imam. Ve'avraham olech imam.
Well, and Abraham went
Going.
them.
Going, not went. Went is the past tense.
Oh, okay.
Ve'avraham olech imam. And Abraham goes with them, or is going with them. Okay, number 11. Hine ha'esh ve'ha'itzim.
This is out of Genesis 22.
Yes, this is from Genesis 22. The Akedah says, "Behold, the fire and the wood pieces, the wood pieces of wood.
The little trees."
Yeah, itzim can be trees, and it can be big trees too. But in this case, it's pieces of wood. Hine rivka lefanecha. Hine rivka lefanecha.
Rebecca is before you. Look.
Yeah.
Something like
Rebecca
that.
is in front of you,
Rebecca
before you,
is
in your face. Great, fantastic. Any issues or questions with that? We're not doing the reading because we covered it last week. Any questions from the live chat? Anything that you didn't understand you want us to go over? That's a lot of stuff. It is a lot. I think we did pretty good coverage of it. How do you guys feel?
Efficient.
Yeah, good.
We did
Colton
that
says
in
his
half
only
hour.
issue is with Jonathan.
Everybody hates
What is
me.
it with Jonathan? No, Jonathan, everybody loves you. That's why we're all excited when you're here and disappointed when you disappear. Because we want you to be here. All right, we're going to start covering the new material. We're going to start the coverage of the new material from lesson 10.
Did I stop you if there's a question?
Please do.
I will watch the chat for questions and let you know.
Especially for super chats. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, and send in super chats. We've never had one. We'd like to have a super chat. I'll give all super chats to Jonathan if it comes in. That's true. I will, really. Anyway, so please send super chats and sponsor Jonathan. Yes.
I'm running out of macaroni and cheese, folks.
Yeah, he needs macaroni and cheese. So we have a lot to cover today, just like we normally do going through this grammar stuff.
Your mom says she loves you, Jace.
I love you too.
Aww.
So we've got a lot of stuff to cover. as we get into the chapter. He likes to cram a lot of stuff in. Demonstratives, demonstrare. Demonstrare is to point at, to show. In Spanish, demostrar, to show. So when you use the words this, that, these, and those, you're showing which ones you're talking about. So when I have this thing, I'm showing it to you. This thing, this is a shaver, right? I use it for my beard. This is a shaver. I'm pointing to it. I'm showing it. This is a shaver. That's called a demonstrative. So this, that, these, and those. In Hebrew, the same words, just like in English, we can say this is a shaver, or I bought this shaver several years ago. So this shaver is when it's an adjective, it's paired with a noun, the shaver. And it's a pronoun when it stands by itself. I like this. I like this ice cream, or I like this. And this is a pronoun. And when it's paired with a noun, it's an adjective. So it's going to be the same in Hebrew. The most common forms of the demonstratives are ze for masculine, zot for feminine, and in the plural, common plural, it is elle. So we say CP because it's common plural, masculine singular, feminine singular, common plural, common meaning it's the same for masculine and feminine. As an adjective, it follows the noun, it modifies, it doesn't go before. Like we say in English, this shaver. In Hebrew, if we have the word shaver, we can say ha-shaver hazeh. Ha-shaver hazeh. Okay? If shaver is a word, and it's not. Okay, so here are some examples. This book in English, the word this comes before book, but in Hebrew, it has to come after, and it's always definite. It's not always definite. We're going to say always, but it's a lie. Ha-sefer hazeh. Ha-sefer hazeh. We're going to think of it as saying the book, the this one. The book, the this one. Ha-sefer hazeh. They match gender, they match number, and they match definiteness, just like all adjectives. Okay? Ha-sefer hazeh. Interestingly, in Hebrew, you actually can, in biblical Hebrew, say ze ha-sefer, and it means this book. You can say that. Ze ha-sefer or ha-sefer hazeh. But we're going to learn the most common ways. So just like we say ha-sefer hazeh, this book, we say for feminine, hamgilah hazot, hamgilah hazot, this scroll, because scroll, megillah, is feminine, hamgilah hazot, hamgilah hazot, this scroll, it's a scroll, which is also a book in Hebrew. Okay, this dog for masculine dog is hakelev hazeh, hakelev hazeh, hakelev hazeh, this dog. Okay, and the female dog, which is kalba, we're going to say ha-kalba hazot, ha-kalba hazot. We will see that there are alternatives. Instead of saying hazot, we also have hazo without the aleph tav, hazo with vav instead. But these are the most common forms. Okay, we can also say hazo, even with that looks just like hazeh, but it's pointed with o instead of sibol. This is the thing about ancient languages. They have things that are unstable, like the personal pronouns and the demonstratives, that you can find different forms. Okay, these books, if book is sefer, books are sfarim. Jonathan, you will stop me if there's anything I need to address, right?
Yep.
Okay, because I can't see it all. Hasfarim ha'ele. Hasfarim ha'ele. These books. Hasfarim ha'ele. So if I were talking about my books, I would say Hasfarim ha'ele. Hasfarim ha'ele chashuvim li. They are important to me. These books are important to me. And if I'm in the feminine, guess what? I say still ha'ele. Hamgilot ha'ele. Hamgilot ha'ele. These scrolls. So we say Megillah hazot and Megillot ha'ele. Okay. I know it looks funny because they teach people to say that tzere is a and segol is eh. So it should be eile eile, but it's exactly the opposite. It's ele, ele, ele. So now we go to the masculine plural. We say haklavim ha'ele, these dogs. Haklavim ha'ele. And in the feminine, haklavot ha'ele, even though Israelis will all be wrong and say kalbot. Kalba is feminine, dog, kalba, and Israelis will say kalbot, hakalbot ha'ele, but that's wrong. We want to make sure and be correct and say haklavot.
Ring, ring, ring. Whose phone? Is that you?
Sorry about it.
It's all right.
I'm sorry, I muted you. It was very loud. Haklavot ha'ele. Haklavot ha'ele. These female dogs, okay? And there are alternative forms, as I mentioned, and they're listed on page 104 in the book. We're not going to go over them, I think. I don't remember if I brought them up. As mentioned, demonstratives can function as pronouns, and this is when the demonstrative stands on its own in a sentence. For example, I love this. What is this? This can be anything, right? So it's standing for something. Like I love him or I love her stands for a person. I love this stands for whatever it is. Okay, so it's a pronoun. The most common way this happens is when a demonstrative is used to point out a person or a thing. So that's a much longer sentence than what we've done until now. I will unmute you, Elena. Sorry about that. So, זה האיש אשר סיפרתי לך עליו. There's a lot contained in that sentence. The point is, זה, this one, or this, and we have is as an assumed verb because we don't have a copula in Hebrew. This, the man. This is the man, asher, which, סיפרתי לך עליו. I told you about him. This is the man that I told you about. We're going to see that in Hebrew, where we have the relative particle, we still have to complete the entire sentence. Siparti lecha alav. I told you about him. Siparti lecha alav. I told you about him. The him has to exist in Hebrew, even though in English you get rid of it and you say, this is the man that I told you about, without him. And this is called a resumptive pronoun. We're going to go over these in a few minutes because we're looking at relative clauses. All right, so if we go to the feminine, we'd say zot ha'isha asher siparti lecha aleha. Asher is the relative particle. And then we have aleha, about her. So I know we haven't had this verb siparti. Siparti is from safar, siper. It's a PL verb that we're going to go over very soon because it's a very important verb. Siper means I told, as in I told a story, I recounted something. Okay? Zot ha'isha asher siparti lecha aleha. This is the woman that I told you about her. Okay? These sentences are a bit more complex, obviously, especially since we haven't covered the verbs like siparti yet, I told or I said. But we will look at asher as a relative element at the end of this lesson. All right, let's keep moving. Relative clauses. We're going to see that there are two kinds. One is what Jonathan was saying about our homework, that it says ha'olim imi, or ha'ish ha'ole iti. We can use a participle with the article to mean the one that, or the one who. Okay, so ha'ish, ha'isha ha'ola mehanahara. Okay, the woman, the one coming up from the river, which means the woman who is coming up from the river. Okay? Or we're going to use this asher participle with the past tense, future tense, and all the other tenses. Or a verbless thing. Okay, so let's see. Haisha ha'ola me'anahar. It does look like Christmas, doesn't it? Red and green.
Well,
so it's the woman, the one coming up from the river. The woman who is coming up from the river. If we go into the past tense, which we haven't covered yet, instead we're going to say Haisha asher alta me hanahara, the woman who came up from the river. We haven't covered past tense. Don't worry. The point is that particle asher. Asher is a very important particle in Hebrew, and it's used as a relative pronoun most of the time. Asher. But it can also be used with time. It can be used with place. It's not just people. So it's the place where you live, or it's many, many things. But it's nice. It's beautiful. It allows us to make more complicated sentences. So relative pronouns, resumptive pronouns, are repeated in Hebrew even though they are assumed in English. This is what I said before, that you don't say them.
These
Jonathan
are the
hates
of my existence. I hate it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jonathan hates resumptive pronouns. Okay, so this says Ata omed al hamakom hazeh. You are standing, Ata omed al hamakom hazeh, upon this place. You are standing on this place. If we wanted a relative clause, we say hamakom, the place, asher ata omed alav, the place which you are standing upon it. And we can't say without it. We have to have the it. Even though in English we say the place where you are standing. The place where you are standing. In Hebrew, we have to use resumptive pronouns. And I know that that makes things awkward when translating into English. But if you speak Hebrew, it makes sense. Hamakom asher ata omed alav. Because we can't say המקום אשר אתה עומד על. Al cannot stand by itself. It has to have a suffix. It has to have an object. So in Hebrew, you have to resume the pronoun. You have to bring it back, where in English you can ignore it. So these terms, we're switching gears to yesh and en. I guess before we switch gears, let's pause for a minute and ask if there are questions.
We haven't had any questions in chat yet, but if anybody does have questions, you should ask.
You can state on there, is this something that you have already learned and you don't have any problem with it, or is it something that's completely new to you? Elena, I'm sure that you've learned the relative clauses generally without too much difficulty, right?
Mm-hmm.
The relative clauses are fine. The resumptive pronoun part,
it's beautiful.
I just can't get it in my ear. It sounds so weird.
Yeah, because in English,
but you can't say the place in English. Yeah, we would say the place.
What you can do in English is you can take al and leave it in front of asher. You say the place upon which al asher ata omed. That would feel fine in Hebrew, but it just isn't structured like that.
Doesn't work, right?
There are very few instances, and this is with the expression ba asher and ka asher. Also me asher, like these attached pronouns do go on. So you can say ba asher, but this is mostly because. It's something like because. And ka asher, instead of meaning according to which, it means when. Okay, so that adds to the complexity. This also presents problems in interpretation sometimes. It does present problems in exegesis, if that's your word. So there's an expression et asher in, I think it's Zechariah. It says, they will look unto me whom they pierced, right?
Yeah, that's questionable.
And so exactly, because et asher, what does it mean? How that adds to the complexity of the interpretation. So that's I'm just saying that it exists in a bubble of things that are difficult to interpret. Okay, so if there are no questions, we will move on to yesh and en. We've talked already, I think. Have we talked about yesh and en? I guess we haven't.
I don't think so.
In this course. So the terms yesh and en are opposites. Okay, one means there is yesh, and one means there is not. En. You can think of en like there ain't any of it. There ain't en. Okay, en kesef. En kesef. What is kesef?
Oh, cursive.
Kesef.
Oh.
Yeah, I caught that. I'm like, what am I doing? Okay. En kesef. There is no money. There is no silver. En kesef. Okay. Yesh kesef. There is money. Yesh kesef. There is money. And if I put inside of this, I put li. There is not to me money, and there is to me money. It means I don't have money or I have money. Okay, so we express possession with the verb have in English. We do not have a word have in Hebrew. There's no such word. You can't say he has a banana, right? This verb doesn't exist. Isn't that fun? There is no verb that means have in Hebrew. So how do you say he has money? We're going to keep going with money. He has money.
יש לו כסף.
Yesh lo is to him kesef. Yesh lo kesef, he has money. If we say he has no money, it changes yesh to en.
En.
He has no money. En lo kesef. En lo kesef. En li kesef. En lo kesef. למשפחה שלי אין כסף. My family has no money. למשפחתי אין כסף. It's part of life. En kesef. Okay, so here we go. Yesh can mean there exists, as in Yesh Navi b'Yisrael. There is a prophet in Israel. Okay, or as in today, there are a lot of people who think they are, but en Navi b'Yisrael, there is no prophet in Israel. There is not a prophet in Israel. Right? En Navi b'Yisrael, even though people think they are prophets and they need to be medicated. All right, so both yesh and en can be paired with suffixes, like the prepositions from 2 weeks ago. We will find that suffixes can be added to many kinds of words in Hebrew, not just to prepositions, like verbs. We can use suffixes on verbs. That's fun. Okay, so if we add the suffix yesh for him, we're going to see yeshno. Yeshno. Et asher yeshno po. This is in the Bible. It's a biblical text. With whom he is here. He is yeshno. He exists. Yeshno. He exists. This is more common with the negative, but it can be with the positive. This sentence, im yeshchem osim chesed ve'emet et adoni. If you, atem, plural, yeshchem, if you are, you exist, doing, osim, chesed ve'emet, that is faithfulness and truth, with my Lord. So if you are indeed keeping faith and truth with my master, if you are keeping, so the yeshchem it's like behold you, it's like adding to the certainty of the participle. Okay, we really use the n for negating participles. Okay, and this is the standard way to negate a participle. A participle like ose, holech, ochel. You're not supposed to say, like we do in modern Hebrew, ani lo ochel basar, ani lo ochel basar, I don't eat meat. You're supposed to say, eineni ochel basar, eineni, okay, eineni. I do not, eineni ochel basar. Eineni ochel basar. I do not eat meat. Okay, that's what you're supposed to say, but nobody says that. I don't want to read these sentences because they're ugly and stupid. I don't like Yeshchem. But this is better. Im enechem osim chesed ve'emet et Adoni. If you are not keeping faith and truth with my Lord. And we're not going to read the rest of them. So note on negation. Like I said, the normal way to negate a participle in Hebrew is with en. Participles, en, not. And it will be attached with a suffix to say he not, or you not, or I not. Encha yodea, you do not know. Encha yodea. Eineni yodea, I do not know. Eineni yodea. Einenu yodea, he doesn't know. These take suffixes. It really doesn't matter right now what the suffixes are. Just know that participles are negated with en. Verbs, however, that are not participles are negated with lo in the indicative mood. Lo. Lo. Lo means not. Lo. No. Volitional verbs are negated with al with aleph, al, and sometimes with bal, especially in poetry. Poetry, bal is al. It means not. Infinitives, the infinitive construct, which we'll get into much later, is negated with bilti. Bilti or levilti. Okay? Bilti, like did you indeed eat from the tree which I commanded you not to eat from it? That I commanded you not to eat from it. Not to eat is levilti. Levilti, that's this word. Levilti achol. Levilti achol mimenu. Not to eat from it. Levilti means not. Okay, so negation means no or not. Okay, so when you negate, you say no. You say it didn't happen. And so we have three ways to negate. En for participles, lo for indicative, al for jussive. Oh, four ways.
I feel like I'm in a horror
movie. For I know. I'm sorry. I write and write. All right. Interrogative clauses. Interrogatives are questions. Questions. Okay. Interrogative means question. Questions can be formed in many ways in Hebrew. Obviously, sometimes they aren't marked at all. Right? Sometimes you say, Kelev anochi, am I a dog? But most of the time, yes and no questions are going to be marked with ha. It does not follow with dagesh. So not hakelev, right, Colton? You say ha-chelev anochi. Am I a dog? That's from our reading in the past hour. Ha-chelev anochi. Am I a dog? Then we have specific question words, interrogative words, like who. When we ask who, we say me. Me who? Who is he? Me who?
Who is he?
Me ani. Who am I? Mi anachnu. Who are we? Mi ze. Who is it? Who is this? Mi zot. Who is this? Like a woman. Who is this woman? Ma. Ma, or also me. It means what. Me asiti. What did I do? Ma atem osim. What are you doing? Ma atem osim. Ma atem osim. Ech or echa. This means how. We have other words for these in modern Hebrew, by the way. Like we use these words, but we have other words also that are added. Like we have two of almost all of them. So ech, we say ketzad. And why, we say madua. Madua also is in the Bible, by the way. Mm-hmm. But ketzad is not. Where is the word a, or the longer form aye. 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 It can be paired with suffixes. So in Genesis, where God says to Adam, he says, where art thou? Where are you? He says, ayeka. Ayeka. The ka means you. Where are you? Ayeka. And in modern Hebrew, say ifo, ifo. But it's also in the Bible. But it's more common to say a. From where? When we say from where are you from? We say me'ain, me'ain, and that's biblical as well. Me'ain. So I think in the book of Jonah, where he is being accused because the storm has started in the boat, they asked him, "Where are you and what people are you from?" They say me'ain vata, or me'ain tavo. Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Okay. All right. So these are our basic question words: who, what, when, where, why. Right? Who, what, when, where, why. We didn't get why. Why is lama. Lama. Sometimes we see this like it's stressed here. Lama. Lama. And sometimes it's lame. But if you see lama, it's why. Another word that we use it appears in the Bible is madua, and this means why also. Madua. I don't know why we have more words than one for questions, but wow, is that the end of the lesson?
Aramaic. Maybe because of Aramaic.
Yes, absolutely. The ones that we use in modern Hebrew come from Aramaic, like ketzad. That comes from Midrashic Hebrew, not Midrashic, Mishnaic Hebrew, influenced by Aramaic. But let's see what else do we have. If we have ketzad is how, we have the word for where. We also have is heichan, heichan, which I think it comes from Aramaic as well. It means where, ifo. As we can say tagid li efo tagar, tell me where you live. Tagid li efo tagar, tell me where you live, or tagid li echan tagar. Echan is also where. I don't know why we have these things. It's ugly. We should just have one word. So homework for next week. I know this was a lot of material. We can start looking at the homework if you want, because it's a lot. Reread lesson 10 to pick up on missed information, because there's extra stuff in there that I didn't go over. The exercise 10 is on pages 114 and 115. This is the homework. You need to write these out, okay? And cover the vocabulary for lesson 10. I will be putting up the recording in the next couple of days. And then read and translate Deuteronomy 29, 12 to 14, according to the notes that he's provided in the book. If you don't have a copy of the Hebrew Bible, you really need to get one, but you can also access them online. If you like, I can show you real quick where I read the Hebrew Bible online, but there are lots of options. I tend to read at Mechon Mamre, mechonmamre.org, and you just go down to, I said org. Go down to the cancellation marks, and this is the Hebrew Bible. I know it's all in Hebrew, but this is what I accessed. Because it's a plain text, it loads quickly. It doesn't have any frills or anything weird. It's just the text. So that's what I use. Mechon Mamre. You might choose Step Bible, stepbible.org. If you go, I haven't used this in so long, but basically you go up to, how can I get, okay, I'm in English. How do I get
You're in Greek.
Yeah. I want to go into English so that I can get to the Hebrew Bible. Okay, so there we go. Go away. All right, so we want, in this, we've got the Old Testament isn't available in 20C. What is 20C?
I do not know.
Okay, 20C is a translation, 20th century, whatever. English Standard.
Oh.
Okay, we just need to pick an English version that has the Hebrew Bible, and then we can go into whatever chapter, Genesis 1, and from there we can click on Hebrew. I thought.
Yeah, and okay.
Why don't we have Hebrew?
Okay.
I hate this website already. Okay, so I don't know how to use it. Maybe somebody else knows how to use this website and can help you. Maybe this Hebrew? Nope, no Hebrew. Okay, forget that website. It has Hebrew, but I don't know how to use it. mgketer.org. I think this is probably all in Hebrew too. You click on Tanakh, which is the Bible. Iyun, like is like looking over it, and then you have to pick the book. Like this is the Torah, prophets, and the 12 prophets, the writings, Psalms, chapter 1. It has the Bible. Where else can you read the Bible online? In Hebrew?
Internet Archive.
Sefaria.
Sefaria might be an easier
Yeah,
thing to
Sefaria is going to
understand.
be easier. Okay, so Sefaria is easier because you can put it in English. I think you click here on the globe and you put it in English. There you go. Okay, go into English. Oh, right. Now Tanakh is the Bible, so click on Tanakh. Whatever chapter you want to read. If you're reading 1 Samuel to follow along with us, then you want to go to chapter 17, 1 Samuel 17. Okay, now you've got the Hebrew and English, Hebrew and English, Hebrew and English. This is the JPS 1985, which is the nice JPS, the new one, the modern one. It's not the 1917, so yeah, it's good. If you want to see only the Hebrew, you click on the text display options and source. Okay, it's Hebrew with no translation. Put it back, source with translation, and then you have both. Okay, source means the Hebrew. All right, that's probably the best option.
Because it's open source, so it can be wrong.
Okay, I don't know.
Probably not.
I imagine the Bible is going to be correct.
Yeah, probably
Everything
not
else is
there.
at risk. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I would suggest. If you don't have a Bible, a Hebrew Bible, then you can go there and use that one. But it's always a good idea to go ahead and buy yourself a Hebrew Bible. You can get them for pretty cheap nowadays. And that will be the end of the presentation. If we want to go over other things, like answer questions or whatever, we have about 13 minutes left in this.
I know. It's because we didn't spend as much time on homework, believe it or not. I think
We
that's where
we blew through it, didn't we?
Yep. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you guys think? We need to put together another reading pretty soon because we're going to have some readings piling up because we don't do them in the homework. I'm thinking about opening up on Thursdays. I told you, so that we can cover homework and reading then instead of taking up the time in the class.
Thursdays are good days for me too. Those are good days.
Every day is a good day.
Well, I mean, I've got other stuff on other days.
Yeah.
But
that would also allow me to go to sleep earlier on Mondays. Because right now I'm going to sleep at 6 o'clock in the morning after all this stuff. Do you have any Hebrew Bibles you want to show off?
There's one on my floor from 1999.
1999. I purchased this one in 1999, actually. This is the Snaith Hebrew Bible. It used to be the Hebrew Bible of the United Bible Societies.
Oh, that's right. I know what you're talking about now, I think. Yeah.
Norman Snaith. It's the one that they were selling at the bookstore at Ozark Christian College where I went. And it was the first Hebrew Bible that I ever had. So I used to do my show translations from this book, and it's pretty well worn. It's the one that I would really use all the time.
Yeah, that's an odd. Interesting that they would.
I have Koran Tanakh.
Yes, show us your Koran.
Yeah, but I don't use it much because at the computer it's so much easier.
I agree. I also have a Koran text that I hardly use. Like it's pretty, but I don't use it. If I want my eyes to enjoy something, then this is the Bible that I use.
Your mama says, "I will talk to you later, Jace." Finger red number 1. I don't know what that means.
Finger red number 1. Number 1. I don't know what finger red number 1 is either.
I don't know what that means.
It's
And
some
I'm-
kind of emoji.
Some emoji, but
Oh, it's an emoji that wasn't carried over. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
what's inside?
So
It was
this
probably a
is
kissy
the
face or something.
Oh,
text of the Keter Yerushalayim. This is an
so
expensive
it
Bible that
corresponds
you
to
can
the
buy.
right. It
Hmm?
corresponds to the scroll. Yeah, it's like
It's
a
it's
scroll.
designed
Design.
to resemble the Aleppo Codex.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
that's
of course, the Aleppo Codex is incomplete, and they filled
in,
in the lacking pieces from the Leningrad Codex. Any questions from the live chat, guys? I'm not asking anything.
Nope, they're quiet.
call to
Yeah.
We had 5, 6, 7 people. Pretty good for a lesson.
We were up to 10 a few times.
you see, Carlton said my only issue is with Jonathan LOL,
Yeah, I know.
and then
Everybody
he
knows.
disappeared. The
Nobody
issue
loves
probably was
me.
terrible.
Yeah, who disappeared today? I'll have you know. Somebody else
Colton.
disappeared.
He could not survive the issue.
Indeed. Wow, everybody can see that I've not done my laundry all week. That's my dirty laundry basket right there. I need to do laundry. Yeah. Well, this is a pleasure. Like, I'm sure that there's a lot to be learned with regard to relative clauses, especially. But and also you'll see in the book that I mentioned on page 107 that there are alternative demonstratives. We ran into one recently in our reading of Samuel. Right? We say halaz when David said, "This uncircumcised Philistine."
That's right.
Haplishti
That was
halaz,
Right.
haplishti ha'arel halaz.
Colton says he has been listening.
And halaz is like hazeh, this one. So there are weird forms that we run into sometimes, and we just have to swallow and say, that's okay. That's okay. Hebrew is an old language, and it has odd forms sometimes. All right. Well, I think if we go on to 2:15, if we go on to the 15-minute mark, then we're just throwing things out for no reason,
Yeah,
unnecessarily.
Go and
I think
order
we've done
food for my
well.
family. Who's HFTF? Is that a new person?
Hi, HFTF.
Hello,
How are you?
HFTF. Reminds me of
Half tough.
H1N1.
Half tough.
Half tough.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure, and we will catch you next Monday. We'll see you then.
Nice to meet you, HFTF. Come back next week.
Yes.
All right. Disappearing is different than never logging on. Oh, my goodness gracious.
All right. Bye, guys.
Hey, are we going to have next hour, right?
Yes.
For Patreon people, yep.
Yeah.
But I have to feed my family dinner. So I will see you folks next week.
Oh,
Woo-hoo.
oh, we will miss you.